This is Rap the News, and recently so many people have asked questions and stuff like that. A lot of the questions can be answered by just watching the videos. A lot of people just don't want to watch the videos and stuff like that. And, you know, I get thousands of people, and I do mean that, addressing me all the time. It is just no way that you can correctly answer, or efficiently answer 1,000 people, in a day or whatever. And then it's hellified annoying, to try to get to so many people. I just don't do that. You know what I mean? If you asking direct questions about the religion and stuff like that, or are you confused, you learned a different way, and basically you saying, help me understand this, like I'm trying to understand what you're saying, I'll answer those questions. I don't address everybody. There is some infiltration by the government, or a lot of infiltration by the government and government agents who ask designed questions. Like someone asked me, or someone said within the GMS and the Rap the News debate, aren't y'all together? Aren't y'all supposed to be getting along? That is an agent infiltrated question, because basically, if you know what our government is doing, it's trying to put us in one big organization and call it some kind of black uprising group to overthrow the government. And people have been jailed with no trial for this crap. And I just don't fall into shit like that. Word your questions more better. Don't say, aren't y'all all together? They try to word it like a slick way. You guys are all supposed to be getting along. Aren't y'all all together? If I say I'm with GMS, if I say I'm with ISUPK or any of those organizations, I'm put on a list, right? And then they have the information right there that I answered this question and said that I was a part of that group. I said we were all together. I don't fall into shit like that because I know what it is, Or people asking questions about, your personal life and things like that. No, I don't answer those questions and stuff like that. Why don't we see you? Where you stay at? Well, in this part of the world, we do this. What are y'all doing over there? Like, what's going on, right? Or another person posed a question about guns and stuff like that. And they do it in a slick way, people, and you have to be very careful. He posed a question, and he said, I got those clips. I got AKs, I got this, I got that. And he mentioned a whole lot of high-powered weapons and stuff like that, right? That's a big no. You don't mention anything about weapons and weaponry and what you have, because they're going to associate you. Let's say, okay, this guy is preaching this, what do they call it? At first it was like Black Lives Matter, but now it's some kind of black organization to overthrow the government. He's preaching that type of rhetoric or talk, and then he's talking about AK-47s and all this kind of stuff, and then he's a part of these organizations called ISUPK, GMC, GMS, and all of these. No. You just don't answer questions trying to prove to everybody that you're not an agent. You don't have to prove that you're not an agent when you're not an agent. Just go through the videos and look at what my agenda is. If my agenda is trying to infiltrate ISUPK and get to General Yohana and all that kind of stuff and ask questions, and how can I sit down and talk with him and all this kind of stuff on some personal level, that may be agent FBI CIA shit. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to infiltrate you. All I'm trying to do is turn you to God. And so if you see I'm trying to turn you to God, then, how in the hell can I be some stupid agent? That's dumb. And then, so like I said, we don't talk to everybody. We're not an agent. You know what I mean? And you don't put yourself in a nutshell by diverging too much information to people. Right? And then the gay shit. I believe 90% of the world is gay right now, and I can't stand it. Of course, all of those gay men and stuff make excuses about being gay or not being gay, but I just don't believe that men want to hang out with men and like it unless you like men. That's just my point of view on that. I'm not hanging around at your man's station. You know, that's just gross to me and sick and gay. You know, I don't want to be having a fellowship with a bunch of men. That ain't just how I've never did my life like that. I don't like hanging around a bunch of dudes. You know, it's very annoying to me. Other questions. Donations. You know, have you ever asked somebody for some money? That's called a motherfucking donation. You know what I mean? Don't be fucking self-righteous and shit like that. You know what I mean? I am not a rich person. And basically I put in a lot of work to try to help the community and stuff like that. Not that I'm expecting anything out of it. You know? But if I ask my friends and, you know, on my channel, or ask some of the believers on the channel, could you donate? Usually I don't do that. There are donation buttons there, but I don't do that. If people donate to me, God ain't gonna strike me down and kill me for that. That's ignorant as hell, like most of y'all. And basically I went ahead and just put it on the channel probably about a month ago, but I had put it on the channel before and the channel got taken down. They said, well, how come Rap the News can curse and say certain words and he don't get strikes? I have had 4 accounts taken away, big accounts with more subscribers than I have now, taken down. You know, all money and everything that I make off monetization just stopped. You know, I have to eat, people. You know what I mean? We got to survive some type of way, and I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it out of the love of my heart. It ain't for money. Or I didn't start the channel for money, and I didn't start the scriptures or anything else for money. I don't do it for money. You know what I mean? I do it out of the kindness of my heart. Another thing that people want to know about or ask me questions about, especially the ignorant camps. I mean, you gotta be highly ignorant. They asked me about Nibiru. Nibiru is a name. It is not an organization to worship some strange ancient planet called the Planet of the Crossing and the Anunnaki and all of that crap. I'm not into that. Nibiru is just a name for me. You know, that's what they call it. It's just like if you say mountain and then mountain is connected to some kind of organization or something like that, but that's all we know it as is mountain. I'm going to say mountain. And so I'm talking about the big orange glow in the sky that is actually there because I saw it, my family saw it, and people are seeing it and filming it all over the world. You have to be highly dumb as fuck to pretend like you don't see that. You know, and if you don't see that, maybe because you're going to hell and God don't want you to see that, just keep enjoying your gay little life. You know what I mean? But I shouldn't have to explain what we're all seeing right now on the screen. What is there to explain? I call that different names. Most people know it as Nibiru, so that is going to be the most used word that I'm going to use to call it, to name it. But I call it Planet Hell. So if you keep watching my videos, you'll know that that's what I personally refer to it as. And I go to Revelation 6:8, which states that death is coming and hell is going to follow. I believe that's the hell that's following. You know, and there's other verses in there. If you watch my videos, it'll tell you more about Nibiru. So it ain't something I really have to explain. It's self-explanatory. It's right there, motherfucker. Look at it and learn yourself. Like, why is that in the sky? You know, y'all don't ask questions. Yeah, oh, y'all ask dumb questions to Rap the News. And so basically, if you answered questions already in previous videos, you shouldn't have to keep going back and answering the same questions over and over and over. And I know there's new people to the channel, but that gets quite annoying. And so basically, you can go through the videos and see what I'm about. You like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. You know, you learn, you learn. You don't, you don't. And this is just for the truth. My whole thing is salvation. If you want to know what the channel is about, it's salvation. It's the signs, seeing what's coming and what's not coming. You know, making sense of everything before it's too late. You know what I mean? It's trying to get as many people on the right course as possible. As everybody see GMS and all these camps, you know, they elders and everybody, they're not going to jump in because they can't jump in. You know, when you pose a question like, did God have a son in the Old Testament? If anybody answered that question, they're a liar. It's just simply not in there. You know what I mean? And then when people make an attempt to answer a question like that, the only way you can answer that question is with the truth. It's not there. You know, Jesus wasn't born to 700 years after Ezekiel. So how could Christ be there in the Old Testament as a son of God? Or any of the prophets or messengers know Christ? None of them did. So it's a lot of stupidity in the community, you know, and all of that just gotta cease. And so basically I do videos to make you aware of how dumb you are sometimes, you know. And you can say that's not right, but it is right. Sometimes somebody have to tell you that you are dumb, you know. And they can call me dumb all damn day long. I know what I am at the end of the damn day, you know, and I know what am at the beginning of the day. So there are other issues and stuff like that, but just like I said, in this business of talking, especially about God in these last days like that, we have to be very careful about who we talk to and what we talk about, you know, and the questions that we are asked and how we answer. Let's wrap the news.